Situated an hour's drive from Johannesburg in South Africa lies Sterkfontein Cave. The cave is famous for its underground lake, whose walls look like Swiss cheese. There's all these tunnels that spider all over the place. Many of them are unexplored, and no one knows how deep the cave actually goes. In 1984, cave diver Peter Verhussel, along with two of his friends, decided they wanted to explore these passageways in the lake, and specifically they wanted to check out a chamber called Milner Hall. There was a guideline that was anchored from the surface of the lake all the way down into the different sections that had been explored, and this was so cave divers could hold on to it and make their way through without getting lost. Peter was a notorious risk taker and was the least experienced cave diver of the three. And so they began descending down into the lake, and at some point, Peter's curiosity got the better of him, and he left the line to go look at the wall where there was something he wanted to look at. And luckily, the other two divers noticed it, they saw him, and they swam over and got him and brought him back to the guideline. And now they're looking at him like, you can't do this, no more. And so Peter's body language indicated that he got it and he was back on the guideline, and they continue down and they're getting closer to Milner Hall when the first two turn around to check on Peter, and he's gone. They're looking around with their lights and he's nowhere to be found. And they're not prepared to go leave into one of these tunnels to go looking for him because there were so many. It was like Swiss cheese down there with all these different tunnels he could have gone into, and they didn't know which one he went in. And so after kind of waiting, they were running out of air and they had to go to the surface. They call the police, rescue divers are sent to the cave, but by the time they even got there, it had been several hours. And Peter only had one tank of air. The rescue divers head down to the area where Peter was last seen, and they look around and they can't find him, and they say, look, we're just not prepared to look through all these different tunnels he could have gone in just to find his body. 6 weeks after Peter went missing inside of this lake, a group of dry cavers were doing some work in a chamber that was right next to this underground lake, and they were chiseling this wall when all of a sudden the wall kind of collapsed, revealing another chamber on the other side of this wall. And they shined their light on the ground, and it looked like there were some muddy or sandy footprints that were left as if someone had been walking right there. They stepped over and they walked around the corner, and it revealed this huge air pocket that clearly was connected to the underground lake. And in the middle of the water, there was this sandy, muddy, rocky island. And laying on the island was Peter. After Peter went missing from his dive, he had discovered this air pocket, and he had surfaced and climbed onto this island. He knew he didn't have enough air in his air tank to get to the surface again, and so he figured, okay, I'll just sit on this island, I'll wait until my dive buddies invariably go get help and come down here and rescue me. He sat inside of that air pocket for 3 weeks, waiting for a rescue that never arrived. Before he ultimately died of starvation, he wrote a message in the sand to his mother and to his wife, telling them that he loved them.